Hello children, today I am here to teach you chapter 20 in your textbook, that's area. So we'll see what are the basics that you have to learn in this lesson. So what's area? So when you take a space occupied by the closed plane figure. So this is the space occupied by this closed plane figure. Another one. So when you take the space occupied by this one. When you take open figure, can you get a space there? You can't get a space for open plane figure. So we are discussing closed plane figures to find the area. So what's the definition? Definition is the extent of a surface is called its area. Space occupied by a closed plane figure. So what are the units of area? Square centimeters. So how we write? cm squared. Square meters. m squared. Square kilometers, km squared. And when we are measuring bigger areas, area of land, we use hectares and acres as well. Now we'll take a rectangle. So opposite lengths are parallel and the same length. And this is the width. We call it breadth there. So how we find out the area of a rectangle? So what's the space occupied by this figure? This area. So how we find out the area of the rectangle? If you know the length is L, breadth is B, and the area we can write as capital A. So what's the formula? We know that's length into breadth. So that's the area of a rectangle. So what's the formula? L into B. Length into breadth is area. If you want to find out the L value, what you do? If you want to find out L value, what you do? We can divide this by B, both sides. What you get? B get cancelled out. You get L equals area divided by breadth. When A and B values are given, you can find out the length L. So how you find out length L? Area divided by breadth. If you know A and length, area and length, you can find B. How can we find out B? You can divide both sides by L. L get cancelled out. B equals area over length. So when A and L values are given, we can find the breadth. We can find the breadth B. Now look at this question. Find the area of a rectangle when length is 12, breadth is 8. So L, B given. So you need to find out area. So you can use length into breadth formula. Length is 12, breadth is 8. 8 times 12. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 1, 8 plus 1, 9. So what's the unit? Lengths given in centimeters, so area is square centimeters. This one in a rectangle, breadth is 11. So breadth is known. Area is known. Now you need to find out the length. So what's the formula to find out length? Length is area divided by breadth. area is 176. Breadth is 11. So length you are getting in centimeters. So how many 11s are there? 11 times 1, 11. You get 6. 66 is 6. So 16 centimeters is the length of the rectangle. In a rectangle, length is 22 and area. Length is given, area is given. You are asked to find out breadth. So what's the formula for breadth? You can straight away use area over length. Area is 330, length is 22. So breadth is in centimeters. So 11 times 2, 11 times 30. 30 divided by 2, you get 15 centimeters for breadth. Now we'll take the shape square. So square means all sides are equal. Length, all sides are equal here. So if you know the length of one side, how can we find out the area? Area occupied by this closed plane figure, this area. So what's the area? You can find out using the formula length into breadth. So A equals length into length. All sides are equal. You can write A equals L squared. L into L, L squared. Here it is given that area of a square A with side length L. Find the area of a square with side length 130. So how you use the formula? L squared. 13 times 13. This is square centimeters. 13 times 13 is 169 square centimeters. Find the side length of a square when area is 64. How we find out if area is given? You can take the square root value. So we'll do that. L squared is A. What's L squared? L squared is 64. So how you find out L? Take the square root of 64. You get plus or minus 8, but length cannot be a negative value. So you get 8. That's the positive value for length, 8 centimeters. Find the side length of square with area 121. So L squared is 121. So what is L? Square root of 121. 11 is the square root of that. So 11 times 11 is 121. So length is 11 centimeters. Find the area of the below composite figure. So in this one, you get a square and a rectangle. So we'll first find the area of the square. We'll do this one. We'll close it. And I need to find out only the square first. Area of the square, what's the side length? 12 is the side length. 12 squared is the area. That means 12 times 12, 144. Area of the rectangle, this is this. Now find out the length. How can we find out x, this length? X is, the total length is 20. This side is 12. 20 minus 12. You get 8 centimeters. How can we find y? That's, this full length is 12 and this is also y. Can you see? These two sides are equal. That means equally divided. So y equals 12 divided by 2. That's 6 centimeters. So what's the area of the rectangle? Length into breadth. 8 into 6. 48 is the answer. So what's the total area? Total area is 48 and 144 you need to add. 8 plus 4, 12. 4 and 4, 8 plus 1, 9. And 192 square centimeters is the total area. Look at this figure. All these lengths are equal. So this is 2. This is also 2. Now, when you take one rectangle, what you get? When you take length and breadth of the rectangles, what can you say about that? What can you say? All are equal. So here, this is 2, this is 2. Here, this is 2, this is 2. And these all sides are equal. So here you get same rectangle, 4 rectangles around the square. Square is length 2. So how will you find out area of one rectangle? Area of one rectangle is length into breadth, and you multiply it by 4 to get the area of 4 rectangles. So one area is 6 into 2, length into breadth, multiplied by 4. 6 times 2, 12. 12 times 4, 48. Area of the square in the middle. What's the area of the square in the middle? Length is 2. What's the area of the square? 2 squared. That means 4. Now, what's the total area? Total area is 48 plus 4. 52 square centimeters is the area of this composite figure. Look at this one. Find the length of a side of a square with area equal to the area of a rectangle with length 10 and breadth 40. So what's the area of the rectangle? Length into breadth. 10 into 40. That's 400 square centimeters. So that area is equal to the area of the square. So area of the square is the same. So how we find out the length of a side of a square? You have to take, this is length means square root of A. Why? Because L squared is A. So what's L? Square root of A. So we can use square root of 400. What's that? 20 squared is 400. When you take the square root, you get this square root and square term get cancelled out, and you get 20 as the side length of a square. That's 20 centimeters. Find the area of the given figure. So look at carefully. When you divide this into here and here, you get 2 rectangles with the same length and breadth. 12 centimeter length and 2 centimeter breadth. So how you find out the area of these two? What's the area? We can use length into breadth. So breadth of the middle rectangle, that's this one, middle one. We'll first find area of the side rectangle, these two, 2 into 12. And you get two same rectangles, so you multiply by 2. So what's the value? 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 12, 48 square centimeters. That's these two. Now we'll find out the middle area, this rectangle. So what's the side length? The breadth of the middle one. So we know this is 5. How we find out the breadth? Look at carefully. This is, the whole thing is 12. Whole thing is 12. And subtract here 4, here 4. 4 and 4, 8. Subtract 8 from that. So you get 4 centimeters for this breadth. Now we can find out the area of the middle rectangle is, length is 5, breadth is 4. You get 4 times 5, 20 square centimeters. And now how we find out the total? Just add these two. So 48 plus 20. 68 square centimeters is the total area of this composite figure. Now we'll find out area of a right angle triangle. Now take a look at this rectangle. When you divide with the diagonal into two parts, you get two right angle triangles. So this is one side, 12 centimeters. This is breadth, 8 centimeters. So what's the area of the rectangle? We know length into breadth. But we want to find out the area of the triangle. This triangle we want. How we find out the area? First find the area of the rectangle. That's length into breadth. 96 square centimeters, and shaded triangle is half of the area of the rectangle. So how we find out the area of the right angle triangle? 96 divide by 2. 2 times 4, 8, and this is 2 times 8, 16. 48 square centimeters is the area of the right angle triangle here. Now look at the same triangle there. This one. So 12 is this length and 8 is the height. So this is the right angle here. Now we got 48. So how we get 48? So we found out 12 into 8, that's the rectangle area, divide by 2. So we can create a formula for area of a triangle, right angle triangle. So what is the area of a right angle triangle? Half into base. We can call this one as the base, and this is the perpendicular height. So you need a base and a perpendicular height. If you know those two, you can multiply and divide by 2. Now we'll use that formula to find out the area of a right angle triangle. Look at these ones. So you have given base is 18 and perpendicular height is 7 in this triangle. So what's the area? Area is half base into perpendicular height. I'll take B as base and H is the perpendicular height. Half times What's the base? 18. What's the height? 7. Now we can see 2 times 9 here. 9 times 7, 63 square centimeters is the area of the right angle triangle. Now look at this triangle, right angle triangle. This is the base I can take. This is base. And this is the perpendicular height. So what's the area here? Half times base times perpendicular height. Half times base is 11, height is 7. So 11 times 7, 77, divide by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 17, that's 8. And half is there. 38 and a half square centimeters for the area of this triangle. So I can color this one like this. And now this one. What's the area? Area of this triangle. So area of this triangle. So what's the base? You can take base as this one. And perpendicular height is this one. Or the other way around. If you take base this one, this is the perpendicular height. So you can take half into base into height, perpendicular height. That means half into 14 into 9. 2 times 7, 7 times 9. What's the value? 63 square centimeters. Now we'll see how we can find out the area of an acute angle triangle. So we need to find out the area of ABC triangle. This triangle, this is an acute angle triangle. So how can we find out the area? So when you divide into two parts, this is right angle triangle, this is also another right angle triangle. So you can use half into base into height formula and we can find out this area and the total is the area of ABC triangle. So we'll do that. Area of ABP, this one. So how we find out this one? What's the perpendicular height and base? I can take half. Base is 12 and height is 8. So 2 times 6, 6 times 8, 48 square centimeters. Area of APC, this area. How we find out that area? This area, half times. Now, the base is 6 and perpendicular height 8. Half times 6 into 8. 2 times 3, 3 times 8, 24. Now, what's the total? Total is the addition. 48 plus 24. 72 square centimeters for the total area of the ABC triangle. Now we'll take a general formula. Now think about this is the acute angle triangle. So this length is x, this is y and the total length is a. Perpendicular height is h. So you need to find out the area of ABC triangle. So what's the area of ABP triangle? Half into base is x and perpendicular height is h. Area of APC triangle, half into perpendicular height is h and the base is y. And the total area is addition of these two. Half XH plus half YH. Now we see half H is common. And you get X plus Y. Now what is Y in terms of A and X? Y equals A minus X. So we can substitute that here. Half H X plus Y is A minus X. Now what happens? X get cancelled out. You get half HA. What's that? Half AH. Now can you see the total area of the acute angle triangle is half times. This is the base of that triangle and this is the perpendicular height. You get the same formula as right angle triangle. So half into perpendicular height and the base. So now we know we can straight away use that formula. What's the area of the acute angle triangle? Half base into height, perpendicular height. So you can straight away use half into BH. Half, base is 11 centimeters and H is 8. So 2 times 4, 11 times 4, 44 square centimeters for this. Again, this is an acute angle triangle. Base is 16. So half into base into perpendicular height. Base is 16. What's the perpendicular height? 11. So 2 times 8, 11 times 8 is 88 square centimeters for the area of the acute angle triangle. Now we'll see how we can find the area of an obtuse angle triangle. So here, can you see this is ABC is an obtuse angle triangle. You need to find out this shaded area of that triangle. So what we can do, we can take the area of the full one, ABP triangle, and then subtract the APC triangle and find out ABC triangle. So we'll do that. What's the area of ABP? That's a right angle triangle. So the base is 12 plus 6, the whole thing. So 12 plus 6 is, this whole thing is 18. So what's the area? Half times 18 times perpendicular height is 8. 2 times 4, you get 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 1, 4 plus 3, 7. So 72 square centimeters. APC, this one. So what's the area? Half into base is 6 and perpendicular height is 8. 2 times 3, 3 times 8, 24. What's the ABC triangle now? We can subtract these two. 72 minus 24. 48. So 48 square centimeters is the area of the shaded obtuse angle triangle. Now look at the general one. So we need to find out a formula for area of an obtuse angle triangle, this area. So how can we do that? We'll take this one is A, this is X, perpendicular height is H. So what is area of ABP? So bigger area minus smaller one, you get the shaded area. That's the obtuse angle triangle. So what's the area of the bigger one? ABP. half into, this is the base. What's the total area? A plus x. A plus x, perpendicular height is h. ABC, the small triangle, half into x into h. X is the base. Now when you subtract, what you get? Half a plus x into h minus half xh. Half h is common. Take it out. What's remaining? A plus x here minus x. Now can you see x get cancelled out and you are getting half AH. What is half AH means? When you get any obtuse angle triangle, this is the base length of that triangle and perpendicular height is h. So to draw the perpendicular height, you need to extend that and write this is the perpendicular height of this obtuse angle triangle. So now we found out if it's a right angle or an acute angle or obtuse angle triangle, you can use the same formula. Half into base into perpendicular height. So what's the formula? Area of the obtuse angle triangle is the same as area of the acute angle triangle. So you can write down area is A is half A. A is the base and H is the perpendicular height. Now find the area of the obtuse angle triangle given below. So you need to find out this area. So how you find out? We know the formula. Area is half into AH. What's A? A is the base length, 12. What's the perpendicular height? This is the perpendicular height, that's 10. 2 times 5, so 12 times 5, 60 square centimeters is the area of this obtuse angle triangle. Now find the area of this obtuse angle triangle. This one. So how you find out this area? So use the formula half into AH. A is the base length. Half into 11. This is the base length. And to that perpendicular height is 10. 11 into 10. 2 times 5, 11 times 5, 55 square centimeters. This one, you need to find out this area. So this area. So what's the base length? You can take base length as 14, perpendicular height is 12. So half times AH is the formula, half times 14 times 12. 2 times 7, 12 times 7, 84 square centimeters. Now look at this one. In this figure, you get a right angle triangle and 2 triangles are there. You are asked to find H, perpendicular height. Now you can find out the area of ABC triangle in 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? The area you can find using AB base. If you take this side as the base, what's the perpendicular height? 12 is the perpendicular height, that's AC. So what's the area of the right angle triangle ABC? You can find out half times base. Base is, I'll put BH or AH, half 16 into 12. 2 times 6. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 1, 6 plus 3, 9. So 96 square centimeters. That's the area of ABC triangle. And I can find out the same area using BC as the base. 20 as the base and the perpendicular height is h. So what's the formula I can use? Half base length now 20 into h. So 2 times 10, 10h. But we know this is the same ABC triangle. The area is the same. So same area for this triangle. So you can equate the two. So when you equate these two, what you get? You get 96 is equal to 10h. So I'll do that. So same area, this is 10h and this is 96. Both are equal. So 10h is equal to 96. So what's h? Divide this by 10. You get h equals 9.6 centimeters. So you can find out the perpendicular height using that method. Find the area of composite figure given below. There's a right angle triangle and a rectangle. So what's the area of the triangle? This area, half into base 8, perpendicular height is 8. That's 32 square centimeters. Area of the rectangle. What's the area of the rectangle? This one. This area. So area of the rectangle is breadth into length. Breadth into length. Length into breadth. 12 into 8. 96 square centimeters. Now what's the total area? You can add it. 32 plus 96 square centimeters. 6 plus 2, 8 and 12. So 128 square centimeters. Look at this one. So find the area of the whole thing. You can divide into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. So what's the area of the first part? What's the area? This part, this whole area. And here as well. What's the area? You can find out. That's a right angle triangle. Half into base. Base I can take 6. And the perpendicular height 8. 24. What's the area of the second one? Second part. This one. What's the area? That's a rectangle. Half into length into breadth. Breadth is 8. 2 times 6, 6 times 8, 48. Area of the third part. So area of this triangle you can find using again half times base is 5 perpendicular height is 8. 2 times 4, 4 times 5, 20. So what's the total area? Add it. 24 plus 48 plus 20. 4 plus 8, 12. 1 remaining. So 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 92 square centimeters for the total area. Look at this one. Find the area of the shaded region. So you are asked to find out the shaded region. How can we do that? If we can find out the total area and subtract the triangle, we can find out the shaded region. So we'll do that. What's the area of the rectangle? Length is 20 and breadth is 10. So 20 times 10. That's 200 square centimeters. Then area of the triangle. Now this is the triangle. What's this length? We can find out the base length is 20 minus 8 and 8. So we'll first find out base length, this length. That's 20 minus 8 and 8, that's 16. So you get 4. So 4 is the base length. So what's the area of this triangle? Half times base length 4. Base length 4 and the perpendicular height is this 5. So 2 times 2, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 square centimeters is the area of the triangle. Now, how can we find out the shaded area? Subtract these two. So 200 minus 10, you get 190 square centimeters for the shaded region. Look at this diagram. Find the total area of the figure below. You get 3 parts. A triangle, a rectangle and another triangle. Look at carefully. Both these triangles are the same. So you can straight away write area 1 and 2 same. But the rectangle area you have to find out separately and edit it. We'll first find the area of the triangle, this one. This one. So what's the area of the triangle? You get half. If we take base as this side, 8 and perpendicular height is 6. You get 4 here, 4 times 6, 24 square centimeters. You get the same area on this side. This one is the same because same base length and perpendicular height. So I can write the same thing for area 2. 24. What's the area of the rectangle? 9 is this side and 10 is the other side. So we can take length as 10, breadth as 9. 9 times 10, 90 square centimeters. So what's the total area now? This area and this area addition. So what's the total? 90 plus 24 plus 24. 8. And here 9 plus 2, 11. 11 plus 2, 13. 138 square centimeters is the total area. Now we'll look at how can we find out the surface area of a cube. So far we did areas of 2D figures. Now this is a 3D figure, a cube. So how many sides are there in a cube? 6 sides are there. So we'll see how we can find out the surface area. Figure shows a cube with side length 10. There are 6 squares with equal area. So what's the area of a square? So I'll show with one side here. This is one side. Length is 10. This is a square. So what's the area of one side? Area of one side means area of a square is 10 times 10. 10 squared, that's 100 square centimeters. You get 6 same area squares around this figure. So how you find out the surface area? We multiply one area of a square by 6. So you get 600 square centimeters is the surface area of a cube. Finding surface area of a cube with side length A, then we can write a formula using A. What's the area? So if we want surface area of the cube, what's the area of a square? A into A squared. So we get 6 squares around this, 6 times A squared. So what's the area? Surface area. This is the surface area. I'll put SA. Surface area of the cube is 6A squared. 6A squared. Find the surface area of a cube when side length is 11. You can straight away write down surface area is equal to 6 times A squared. A is the side length. Here the side length is 11. 6 into 11 times 11, 121. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2, 12. And 6 times 1, 6 plus 1, 7. 726 square centimeters. So this is also about area. Units are the same. Find the length of side of a cube when surface area is given. So we know surface area is 6A squared. Now we need the side length. So what is A squared? You can divide the surface area by 6 and take the square root. So A squared is surface area is 216. Divide by 6. 6 times 3, 18. 36 is 6. So A squared is 36. How can we find out A? Take the square root of 36. Square root of 36 is 6. So the side length of this cube is 6 centimeters. Find the length of side of cube when surface area is 486. So area is 486. This is 6A squared. What is A squared? You divide by 6. You get 6 times 8, 48. So 81. So how you find out the square root of 81? So if you can't remember, you can do this one. So divide by 3, you get 27. Divide by 3 again, 9. Divide by 3, you get 3. So till you get 1, divide and see, you get 2 pairs of 3's. So you can write 3 squared and 3 squared. And when you take the square root, you get A. So this square term get cancelled out. You get 3 times 3. That's 9 centimeter for the side length. Surface area of a cuboid. Now, cuboid means you get rectangles. Find the surface area of cuboid with length 12, breadth 8 and height 6 centimeters. Now when you look at carefully, you get same sides here, upper, same area, upper and bottom surfaces. So when you take the upper part and the bottom surfaces, look at this one, this part and this part. What can you see? Length is 12 and the breadth is 8. Both are the same. So area of upper part and the lower part, you can use this rectangle. Length is 12 and breadth is 8. So what's the area of the upper part and the bottom part? That's 12 times 8 multiplied by 2, because you get two same areas. 8 times 2, 16 times 12. 16 into 12, 10 and 2. 192 square centimeters is the area of the upper part and the bottom surfaces. Now we look at the other two sides, front and back rectangles. When you take this one, I'll take this color, front and back. This area is the front and the back one is the same. So here, this is the again same thing you are getting on the other side. So what's the length? You get 12 and here height comes there. So 12 and 6. So 12 and 6 you get as the length and the breadth of that rectangle. So multiply by 2. So you get length is 12, breadth is 6 and multiply by 2 because you get same rectangles front and back. So 6 times 2, 12, 12 times 12, 144 square centimeters. So we did now 4 sides. Now the last one is the left and right hand side of the cuboid. So we'll take another color. So you need left and right. So this is the, so we need this and this part. So here left and right sides. So what's the length of this side? That's the breadth of the rectangle there in the first diagram. It's the breadth 8. So 8 and 6 you are getting. So 8 here and 6 this side. So 8, 6 is this rectangle. So I'll color the same thing here. So what's the area? So you get one area is length is 8 into 6 and multiply by 2 because you get the same area right hand side and left hand side. So 8 times 2, 16, or you can do 6 times 2, 12. 12 times 8, 96 square centimeters. Now what's the total area? Total area you need to add all the values. So 96 here from the previous part, 192 and 144. 192 and 144. 6 plus 4, 10, 12 and 1 remaining. 10, 19, 23, 2 remaining, 2, 3, 4. 432 square centimeters is the total surface area of the cuboid. Now we'll see how we can find out the surface area of a cuboid when length is L, breadth is B and perpendicular height is H. So similar to the previous one, you can take bottom part and the upper part and find out the area first. This one and the same thing here. So you can take this one as the other. This part, that's the bottom part. Then the upper part is, we are trying to find out area of bottom part and the upper part. So what's the area? Length is L, other side is B. Length into B and multiply by 2. 2LB. Now take the other one, left and right. So when you take left and right, you get the same area. So I'll color this one, left and right, this part with this one now. This and this part, left and right. So what's the area? One side is B, other side is H. 2 times breadth into height. So 2BH. Now we'll look at the other side. Other two side is front side and the back side. You get the same area. So what's the front side here? According to this one, I'll take green color. So that means this side is the front side. So you get the same area. So what's the area of the front side? L with H. So I can take the same color, front and back. So what's the area? I get 2 times L into H. LH. Now what's the total area? I am getting 2LH here. Previously, I got 2BH and 2LB. 2BH and 2LB. Now I can take 2 out and write down. Common term is 2. I get LH, BH plus LB. So what's the surface area of a cuboid? 2 times length into height plus breadth into height plus length into breadth. Common factor is 2 has taken outside. Now we can memorize that formula easily. So how can we do that? So what you can do, you can write length, breadth and height here, and you take same direction. If you take this way, anti-clockwise, you can take from this one. So starting from this, length into breadth, length into breadth. So 2 you put before, length into breadth. Then these two, breadth into height, and these two, height into length. So you can easily memorize this, Write down these 3 and then multiply these two, and these two and add it and finally multiply by 2. Now we'll find out the surface area of cuboid with length 20, breadth 10 and height 5 using that method. So you write length, breadth and height like that. We can write 2 first and then put a bracket. Then starting from length or any place. So what you do? This and this 20 times 10 plus now these two 10 and 5 and these two 5 and 20. Now find out the surface area. So 20 times 10 is 200, 10 times 5 50 and 5 times 20 100. So 2 times 200 plus 300, 350. So 350 times 2, you get 700 square centimeters as the total surface area. Find the surface area of a cuboid with length 40, breadth 20 and height 10. So write down like this and multiply 2 and then we'll take this and this 40 and 20. Then 20 and 10 and 10 and 40. Here you get 800, this is 200 and 400. So when you add it, 800 and 200, 1000, 1400 into 2, you get 2800 square centimeters for the surface area of the cuboid. Surface area of a cuboid is now given 700 square centimeters. When length is 20, breadth is 10 and you are asked to find out the height. So we can put h as the height, but you can write down the same formula. Surface area is equal to 2 times length into breadth, then plus this into height 10h plus this into this 20h. Now simplify inside first 200, 10h and 20h, you get 30h. Like terms you can add. Divide both sides by 2. Get 700 divided by 2, 350 is equal to 200 plus 30h. Now subtract 200 from both sides, you get 150 equals 30h. So what is h? H is equal to 150 divided by 30. So you get 5 centimeters is the height of the cuboid. Surface area of a cuboid when length is thrice of height and breadth is twice of height is 8,800 square centimeters. So 8,800 square centimeters is the surface area. The length is thrice of height. If height is x, this is 3x and this is 2x for breadth. Twice of height is breadth. Now you can write down the formula. Surface area is equal to 2 times length into breadth, 3x into 2x plus 2x into x this side. Then here x into 3x. Now simplify 2. 3 times 2, 6, 6x squared. Here 2x squared and 3x squared. So when you add it together, what you get? 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 3, 11x squared. So 8,800 is 2 times 11x squared. Divide both sides by 11 first. You get 800 is equal to 2x squared. Divide both sides by 2. You get 400 is equal to x squared. So how you find out x? Take the square root of 400. So what's 400? 20 times 20. So square root is 20 centimeters for x. So what's the length? Length is 3x. 3 times x is 20. That's 60 centimeters. So what's the breadth? 2 times 20. That's 40 centimeters. And what's the height? Height is 20 centimeters. Now we'll look at the review exercise in your textbook. Find the area of each plane figure given below. This is a square with side length 6. So what's the area? Area is equal to length into length. That means a squared. We'll take L as the length, L squared. So 6 into 6, you get 36 square centimeters. And this is a rectangle. How we find out the area? Area is equal to length into breadth. 5 into 3. So 15 square centimeters. Third part, find the area of this one. We can divide this into 2 parts. Here, this one. Find the area of this rectangle and add it. Here also you can divide this into 2 parts like this and find the area. So third one, what's the area? Area is, this is the first part, that's 10 times 8, length into breadth. And the second part is 3 times 2. So 80 plus 6, 86 square centimeters. Part 4, if you take first part as this, what's the length? 2 plus 8, that's 10. So 10 times 4 plus here 2 times 12. 40 plus 24, you get 64 square centimeters. Find the area of this one. Shaded in pink in each of the plane. So shaded part. So you can find the area using the full area minus the small one, unshaded part. So what's the area of the square outside? That's 10 into 10. So 10 into 10 minus area of this square, small one, side 3. 3 into 3. So 100 minus 9. 91 square centimeters. Part 2. The full rectangle minus the 3 squares, you get the shaded area. So area shaded is equal to, what's the full rectangle area? 12 times 6 minus, each one is 2 times 2 squares. So you get 3 squares. 3 squares of 2 times 2. You get 72 minus 6 times 2, 12. 72 minus 12, you get 60 square centimeters for the shaded region. Third one, the line PQ is drawn such that it divides the area of the rectangle ABCD into two equal parts. Draw three other figures which demonstrate three other ways in which the line PQ can be drawn such that it divides the area of the rectangle ABCD into two equal parts. So we can take three other rectangles like this and we'll see how we can divide. So one way you can divide is with the diagonal. Yeah. Two equal areas. And you can do that something like this. Here, this one. So here, this length should be equal to this length. And this length is equal to this length. So that's also possible. PQ line is here. Then another one, you can divide this way, also possible. Divide this way, half. Or you can take anything here. This is PQ is on B and D point. And another one you can try so I'll take here and here, something like this PQ line. So PQ is here. So this length is equal to this length and here this length should be equal to, these two lengths should be equal. And here also something like this. So anything that you like. So you can divide this way, this way. So any line, but make sure that two areas are equal. The length and breadth of a rectangular floor of a house are 5 meters and 3.5 meters respectively. This floor is to be tiled with square-shaped tiles of side length 25 cm each without leaving any space between the tiles. What is the area of a square-shaped tile? Length is 25, so the area is equal to 25 into 25. That's in square centimeters. 25 times 25, 625 square centimeters. That's the area of one tile. Find the area of the floor. Length is 5 meters, breadth is 3.5. So area of the floor I can convert to centimeters. So 5 means 500 centimeters. 3.5 multiplied by 100, you get 350 centimeters. So this is square centimeter. 0, 0, 0. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 3, 15 plus 2, 17. So 175,000 square centimeters. Then the next part they ask, how many floor tiles are required to tile this floor? So you can divide. So the total area is 175,000 and 625 for area of the tile. So number of tiles. 175,000 total area, divide by 625. 25 times 25. 25 times this one is 7. That's 175. 7,000. Now, how many 25s for 70? That's 2. That's 50. So, for 2,000, 200, 25 times 2, 50. And here 2,000 you are getting. How many 25s are there for 2,000? 2,000 divided by 25, you get 8, so 80. So 280 tiles you need to tile the floor area. If a tile costs 275 rupees, how much money is needed to buy the required tile? So the cost is, one tile is 275 multiplied by 280. So we'll multiply 275 by 280, 280. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 7, 14 plus 1, 15. And 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5. Then this is 8 multiplied by 8. 8 times 5, 40. 4 remaining. 8 times 7, 56 plus 4, 60. 6 remaining. 8 times 2, 16 plus 6, you get 22. So what's the answer? You get 77,000 rupees. Example number 1. Find the area of the triangle PQR. Look at carefully. This is the base length and this is the perpendicular height. So what's the area of a triangle? Half times base into perpendicular height. Half, base length is 10, height is 8. 2 times 5, 5 times 8, 40 square centimeters. Find the value of x according to the information marked in the figure. We can find out the area of ABC triangle. What's the area of ABC triangle? ABC triangle, if you take this as the base, this is the perpendicular height. So you can write half times 15 times x. And if you take ABC triangle, this is as the base, 8 as the BC as the base. What's the perpendicular height to that? This is the perpendicular height. So you can write down the area half times 8 times 9. That's the area of the same triangle. These two are equal. So areas are the same because this is ABC triangle. You can equate. Half times 15 times x, 15x is half times 8 into 9, 72. Now multiply both sides by 2. You can get rid of this half. 15x equals 72. What's x? 72 divided by 15. You can divide this by 3. And divide this by 5. You get 5 times 4, 20. For 40, that's 8. 4.8 centimeters is the x value. Exercise 20.1. Find the area of each of the triangles given below. This is an acute angle triangle. So what's the area? Half times base. Base is 9. Perpendicular height is 6. You can simplify and write down 27 square centimeters. The second one is a right angle triangle. Same method. Half times base into height. 8 times base length is 8.5. So 2 times 4. So multiply by 4. 4 times 5, 20. 2 remaining. 4 times 8, 32 plus 2, 34 square centimeters. This is an obtuse angle triangle. So this is the base and this is the perpendicular height. So what's the area? Half into base is 4, perpendicular height is 5.2. 2 times 2, you get 4 and 10 here. 10.4 square centimeters. This is again an acute angle triangle. This is the perpendicular height, so you have to take base as 6. So what's the area? Half times 6 times 4.8. So 2 times 3, so you get 3 times 8, 24. 3 times 4, 12 plus 2, 14. So 14.4 square centimeters. Part 5. This is an obtuse angle triangle. So what's the area? Area is base length 7.3 into half into base length into perpendicular height is 5. So we'll first multiply by 5. 7.3 multiplied by 5. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 7, 35 plus 1, 36. And then divide by 2. 2 times 1, 2. For 16, that's 8. And 2 times 2, 4. For 10, that's 5. So 18.25 square centimeters. Question number 2. The area of the triangular shaped flower bed in the figure is 800 square meters. Find the length marked as x. X is the base length. So we know area is half into base into height for a triangle. Perpendicular height. Area is given 800 and base length is x and the height, perpendicular height is 40. 2 times 20. So 20x is equal to 800. Divide this by 20. You get x equals 40. So what's the length? 40 meters. Question number 3. Find the length marked as x in each of the triangles given below. So you can find x using area of the triangle. So we can equate area of ABC triangle. If you take base as 8, half times base 8 into perpendicular height 6 is the same as when you take base as 10 and the perpendicular height is x. Half times 10 times x. Now you can find x. Multiply by 2 both sides. You get this one. 8 times 6, 48 is equal to 10x. So what is x? Divide both sides by 10. You get 4.8 centimeters. This one. Now base length is x. So find the area. So what's the area of a triangle if base length is x? Perpendicular height is 10. So half times x into 10 is same as, if you take base length as 15, what's the perpendicular height? That's 8. Half times 15 times 8. 2 times 4 here, 2 times 5. So 5x equals 4 times 5, 20 and 60 here. Divide this by 5, you get x value. X is 12. 12 centimeters for x. This one, same method. We can equate the areas. area of the triangle. If you take this 12 as the base, half into 12 into x. X is the perpendicular height. That's same as the area of the triangle with the base 8. Half into 8 into, then the perpendicular height becomes 4.5. 2 times 4 here, 2 times 6. 6x equals 4 times 5, 20, and 4 times 4, 16, plus 2, 18. Divide this by 6, you get x equals 3 centimeters. This triangle, again you can use the same method. Area of the triangles are equal. If you take 6 as the base, 5.2 is the perpendicular height. 6 into 5.2 is the same as if you take 8 as the base and perpendicular height is x, you can write half into 8x. Now simplify. 2 times 3, 2 times 4. 4x equals 3 times 5.2. You get 6 and 15. So 15.6. Divide this by 4. You can find x. 4 times 3, 12. For 36, that's 9. So 3.9 centimeters is the x value. Question number 4. The area of the triangle BCD given in the figure is 30 square centimeters. Find the value of h and find the area of the triangle ABD. So we can find out the height. Now area of BCD. This area is given as 88. So what's the area? Area is equal to half, base length is 6 and the perpendicular height is h. That's given 30. 30 is equal to here 2 times 3, so 3h. I can write 3h there. Now divide this by 3. What you get? 10 is equal to h. So h is 10 centimeters. Now you need to find out the area of the triangle ABD. Area of the triangle ABD is this one. So what's the area of that triangle? Base length is 12.8 now. And the perpendicular height is the same as h. We found h is 10. Multiply by 10. So multiply by 5 here. 5 times 8, 40. 5 times 2, 10 plus 4, 14. 1 remaining. 5 times 1, 5 plus 1, 6. So 64. 64 square centimeters. Question number 5. The points A, B, C and D are located on the sides of the rectangle PQRS as indicated in the figure. Find the area of the rectangle PQRS. That's the big area. So what's the area? You can find out separate areas and additive. So here without finding separate areas, we know the length is the total length 9. This whole length is 9. 6 plus 3. This is 6. So what's area of PQRS? PQRS. Length into breadth. 9 into 6. 54. Then find the area of the triangle APD. APD, this one. So what's the area of that triangle? Area of APD triangle is half times. You can take base length as 6 and the perpendicular height is this. So what's that value? This is equally divided, so this means 3. 6 divided by 2. So this is also 3. So 6 times 3. 2 times 3. 3 times 3, 9. 9 square centimeters for APD area. Then find the area of the quadrilateral ABCD, this part. So how you find out that area? Now check whether this area is 6 times 3 into half. This is also, now see, this is 5. This becomes 4. 9 minus 5. This is 3. So that's different. This is 5 and this is 3. This is 3 and this is 3. So how can we find out the area ABCD? That area ABCD is equal to total area of PQRS. We found that 54. So 54 minus these 4 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 we already found. Find the area of triangle APD. So that's 9. What's this area? Second one, half into 4 into 3, because this base length is 4. Then this one, third one, half into 5 into 3. Base length is 5. And the fourth one, half into 3 into 3. So when you subtract all these areas of triangles, you get the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Do the calculations. 54. Here 2 times 2, so 9. This is minus 9 plus 3 times 2, 6 plus. Here 15 divided by 2, 7.5. And 9 divided by 2, 4.5. So what's the total here? 54 minus. When you add all these, 9 plus 6, 15. 15 plus 7.5 and 4.5. You get 17 and 1 remaining, so 27. Subtract 27 from that, you get 17 square centimeters for the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Example number 1. Find the area of the plane figure ABCDE given in the figure. ABCDE. This one. So what's the area? Area of the square. This one plus area of the triangle. So how can we find out area of the square? 8 times 8. Plus, what's the area of this triangle? If you take base as this one, this is the perpendicular height. How can we find out that height? 13 minus 8. 13 minus 8 is 5. So this perpendicular height is 5. So you can add half times base times height is 5. 64 here. 2 times 4. 4 times 5, 20. 64 plus 20, you get 84 square centimeters for the total area. Exercise 20.2. Find the area of each of the plane figures given below. How can we find? We can divide into 2 parts. This one we can divide into two triangles. This one we can divide into here, two triangles. So what's the area? First one, total area is area of the rectangle, length into breadth, 22 into 8, plus half times, what is this length? 22 minus 14. 22 minus 14, you get 8. And what's the height? Height is 8. So what's the area of the triangle? Half times 8 times 8. So when you simplify, you get 176 plus 32, 208 square centimeters. This one, area of two triangles, half into, this length is 10. So what's the full length? This length is equal to 14. This is, full length is 14. So what's the PSR triangle? Half into 14 into 10, and you get the same triangle there. So multiply by 2. Same area. So you can multiply by 2. What's the area? 140 square centimeters. This one, you add the two areas. This area, half times, base is 6, perpendicular height is 8, plus other triangle, half into base is 6, and what's the perpendicular height? This height, 15 is the total, minus 8, you get 7. Simplify, 24 and 21. So when you add it, you get 45 square centimeters for the area. Find the area of the shaded section in each of the figures given below. I can divide into two parts. Here, triangle and the area of the rectangle. In this one, I can divide into two triangles. Here, height is 10 centimeter for both. So what's the area? Total area is area of the rectangle. 12 is this length and 9 is the breadth. And what's the area of the triangle? What's the base? 6 and 6, 12. 12 plus 12, 24. So half into 24 times the perpendicular height, this height. So what's the height? The full length is 18, this is 9. So this becomes 18 minus 9, that's 9. Now simplify, 108 here and 12 times 9. 108. So 108 plus 108, you get 216 square centimeters. Look at this one. What's the area? Area of this triangle, PSR triangle, half times base is 14 and the perpendicular height is 10. This triangle, that's an obtuse angle triangle, half times base length is 6 and the perpendicular height is the same. It's 10. 2 times 7, so 70 plus 2 times 3, that's 30. 30 plus 70, you get 100 square centimeters is the total area. Shaded region. you can find using the total area of the triangle minus the area of the square. So shaded region is, what's the area of the triangle? Half into base 6 into perpendicular height 5 minus the area of the square. So each side is 2, so 2 into 2. 2 times 3, so 15 minus 4, 11 square centimeters. This one you can find using area of the big rectangle minus these two. So what's the area? Shaded region. Area of the full rectangle, 20 times 12. Minus, what's the area of the triangle? Half times base is 2 and perpendicular height I can take as 3. What's the area of this rectangle? Length is 6, breadth is 2. 6 into 2. Now, simplify. You get 240 here minus, what's inside? 3 plus 12. 3 plus 12 is 15. So subtract 15 from this. You get 5 and 5. 10 and 1 remaining 2. So you get 2 here and 225 square centimeters for the shaded region. This one, you are asked to find the shaded part. So what's the area? This full thing minus this triangle. So full rectangle, area of the rectangle is 8 times 9 minus area of the triangle half into base. This length, how can we find? 2.5, 2.5, that's 5. 9 minus 5, you get 4. So 4 into perpendicular height, 6. 8 times 9, 72. 6 times 2, 12. 72 times minus 12, you get 60 square centimeters. How can we find out the shaded region? We can do area of this triangle minus this triangle. So what's the area of the obtuse angle triangle? Half into base is 20. And what's the perpendicular height? Perpendicular height is 18. Minus. And what's the area of the small triangle? Half into base length 8 and the perpendicular height is given 6. So subtract 2 times 9, you get 180 minus 24. 156 square centimeters for the shaded region. Question number 4. Copy the rectangle ABCD given in the figure onto a colored paper. This one. And cut and separate out the 4 marked sections. So I can cut it and separate it. This is one part. This is another part. This is another one. And you get 4 parts. Rectangle, square and 2 triangles. Construct a composite plane figure using all 4 sections. And then cut 2 other rectangular shaped laminas as above and construct 2 more composite plane figures and paste them in your exercise book. Write the relationship between the area of each composite plane figure that was constructed and the area of the original rectangular shaped lamina that was used. So you can do that. So you can create different shapes with these 4 figures. So you can, what you have to do, you have to take these shapes and create. You can create different shapes So I'll keep this one here and this triangle here, and I can create another composite figure like this. What's the shape? You can get a parallelogram. So parallelogram with, so this is a parallelogram. So you can create shapes like this. So we'll see on the next page how we can create another shape. So these are the 4 shapes. I can take this one and I can rotate it and put it other way around as well. So I can rotate it and keep it here. But the size is not the same. The height is not the same. So I can, this way it's the same. So what you have to do, just rotate it and just make compound figures. So you can keep like that. So that's one. And I can take this one somewhere here, and this one I can rotate and keep it here. So this is another compound figure. So you can create different shapes. So this is another compound figure. So what happens actually when you take the figure? So the same area you are getting. So this area of this rectangle is the same as the area of these 4 shapes. So you can measure it and find out the areas. You need to get the same areas as the rectangle area. Now we'll take another one. What's the shape you can create? So I'll put this one here up and somewhere here. So any shape that you like, but make sure that it doesn't overlap, and something like this, any shape that you like. So this is another shape. So you can find out area separately and add it. You get the same area as rectangle. Another one. So you are asked to create several shapes. What can you do? So we can take this one and I'll rotate this. I'll keep it here. And this one I can rotate and put this way. So you can create whatever shape that you like. Be creative. So something like this. So that's also another compound figure, composite figure. So you can find out separate areas, and the area, the total area is the same as the area of the rectangle. Example number 1. Find the minimum quantity of cardboard needed to construct a box the shape of a cuboid of length, width and height equal to 20 centimeters, 15 centimeters and 10 centimeters respectively. So that means a cuboid, do you know how to draw it? You draw a rectangle. another rectangle here. And then we connect it. Do you know that how to create the cuboid 3D figure? This is a cuboid. So what are the lengths given? 20 is the length, 15 is the breadth, and 10 is the height. Width, length and height. So how we find out the surface area? Surface area of the rectangle is we are adding all sides. So what is the method? You can write down the length here, breadth and height in a triangle, and you can use the formula. So what's the area formula? We can go anti-clockwise or clockwise. What's the total area? So cardboard needed means you are finding the surface area of a cuboid. 2 times length into width plus these two, 15 into 10, and these two, 10 into 20. So what's the value? 2, you get 300 here, 150 and 200. 2 times, add these two, 300 and 200, 500, and this 150, that's 650. Multiplied by 2, you get 10 and 13. So 1300 square centimeter of cardboard we need to create the cuboid. Example number 2, the height, width and thickness of a door panel are 180, 80 and 2 centimeters respectively. If the cost 5 rupees to paint 100 square centimeters of the panel, find the total amount of money needed to paint the whole panel. So that means we have to find out the surface area. So what's the method? You find out, you write down length, width and height in a triangle like this, and we multiply. What's the area? So surface area is equal to 2 times 180 times 80, then addition 80 times 2 plus 2 times 180. Now multiply. 0, 0, 8 times 8, 64, 8 is there, 8 times 1, 8 plus 6, 14. 8 times 2, 160, 2 times 180, you get 360. Now add these together, you get 0, 6 and 6, 12, 1 remaining, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 4 and 1, 14,920 into 2. 2 times 0, 4, 18, 1 remaining, 8 and 1, 9 and 2, 29,840 square centimeters. And we need to find out the total amount of money needed to paint the whole panel. We know that to paint 100 square centimeter area, we need 5 rupees. So the total area is 29,840. So what's the cost? You divide by 100 and multiply by 29,840. 1 0 get cancelled out. 5 times 2. So divide by 2. 1 4 9 2. So 1,492 rupees we need to paint this door panel. Exercise 20.3, find the surface area of a cube of side length 10. So we know that we get 6 sides of the same square. So 6a squared, if a is the length of a square. So 6 times length is 10, so 10 squared. 100 into 6, 600 square centimeters is the area, surface area of the cube. Find the surface area of a cuboid of length, breadth and height equal to 12, 8 and 5 respectively. So surface area, you can write 12, 8 and 5 in a triangle like this, and you can multiply in order. So what's the surface area? 2 times 12 times 8, and then plus 8 times 5 plus 5 times 12. 12 times 8, 96. 8 times 5, 40. 12 times 5, 60. Add it together. 2 times 196. 2 times 6, 12. 1 remaining. 2 times 9, 18. Plus 1, 19. 1 remaining. 2 times 1, 2. Plus 1, 3. 392 square centimeters is the surface area of the cuboid. Find the surface area of each of the cuboid shaped solids shown below. So this is a cuboid. So this is the method. You write all the values in a triangle. 11, 7 and 9. And then you multiply in order. So area is surface area 2 times 11 times 7. 7 times 9 plus 9 times 11. Write in order and then multiply. 77, 63 and 99. When you add it, 7 plus 3, 10, 19. 1 remaining, 10, 17 and then 17 plus 3, 23. So here you get 239 multiplied by 2. 2 times 9, 18 and 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7 and 2 times 2, 4. 478 square centimeters is the surface area of the cuboid. This one, this is in millimeters. 45, 15 and 60. So write like this and multiply in order. So what's the surface area? 2 times 45 times 15, 15 times 60 and 60 times 45. 2. Multiply 45 into 15, 10 and 5. You get 25. 5 times 4, 20. 20 plus 2, 22. 675. Then 0. 6 times 5, 30. 3 remaining. 6 times 1, 6 plus 3, 9. Then multiply by 6. 6 times 5, 20. 2 remaining. 6 times 4, 24 plus 2, 26. Add it. You get 75. 9 plus 6, 15. 15 plus 6, 21. 2 remaining, that's 4. Multiply by 2. 2 times 5, 10. 1 remaining. 2 times 7, 14 plus 1, 15. 1 remaining. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. And 2 times 4, 8. This is square millimeters is the area. This one 35 and here height is also same. So this is 30. But this one is in meters. So we'll convert this to centimeters. That's 500 centimeters. Now you can find the surface area. So what's the surface area? You first write down values 500, 30 and 30. So 2 times 500 into 30 plus 30 into 30 plus again 500 into 30. 2 times, you get 1, 2, 3. 5 times 3, 15. 3 times 3, 9, 0, 0. Again, same thing here, 15,000. 2 times 15,000, 15,000, 30,000. 30,900 into 2. 0, 0 and 18, 6 here. So this is in centimeters. So the surface area is 618,000 square centimeters. Question number 4. It is required to construct a cube-shaped iron box without a lid. If the length of side is 15 centimeter, find the minimum amount of iron sheet needed to construct the box. So this is a cube. Normally for a cube there are 6 sides, but there's no cover now, so you can't take this side. So now altogether how many sides? 5 sides. Each side is 15 centimeter. So you can find out the area is 5 times a squared. That means 15 squared. 5 times 15 squared is 225. 5 times 5, 25. 2 remaining. 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12. 1 remaining. 5 times 2, 10 plus 1, 11. So square centimeter. Cardboard, you need iron sheet, we need to create the cube. The measurements of a cuboid shaped wooden pole are given in the figure. Find its surface area. This is 15, this is also 15, that's a square. Convert this to centimeters, I can write 100 centimeters. So how you find out the surface area? Length is 100, width and height 15. So we can multiply in order. The surface area is 2 times 100 times 15, 15 times 15 and 15 times 100. You get 1500, 1500. 15 times 15, 225 and 1500. 1005 and 1005 becomes 3000. 3225 times 2. 10 and 5. 4 and 6. 6450 square centimeters is the surface area of this wooden pole. Question number 6. The length, breadth and height of a cuboid shaped closed box are 15, 15 and 8. Draw a sketch of the 2 different faces of this box with its measurements. So we'll sketch it. So first sketch the cuboid shaped one. So this is a closed box. 15 is the length. 8 centimeter is the height. (15) here and 8 is the height. Width is 15 and length is 15. So when you take this one, you get a square as the bottom part. So 15 centimeter square. That's the same as upper part. Then you get a rectangle 15 into 8. 15 into 8. So this is same as this side. And what about the other side, this side? That's also 15 times 8. So you get 4 rectangles from this shape and 2 squares from this one. So show that the total surface area of the box is 930. So what's the surface area? First find the area of the rectangle, 15 times 8. And then multiply by 4. Find the area of the square, 15 times 15. Multiply by 2. So multiply this, 15 times 4, 60. 60 times 8, 480. 15 times 15, 225. Multiplied by 2, 450. So add it together. What's the answer? 0, 8 plus 5, 13, 1 remaining. So 930 square centimeters is the total surface area of this cuboid. Question number 7. 2 cube and cuboid shaped wooden blocks are shown in the figure. Anil says that the amount of paint needed to paint these 2 blocks are equal. Explain whether you agree or disagree with the statement. So we'll find out the separate surface areas. So we'll take this one is A1, this is A2, A1. What's the surface area of this? So write down the length 15, 12 and 9 in a triangle and multiply. Surface area is 2 times 15 times 12 plus 12 times 9 plus 9 times 15. You get 15 times 2, 30. 15 times 1, 15 plus 3, 18. 9 times 2, 18 and 9 times 1, 9 plus 1, 10. 9 times 5, 45. 4 remaining. 9 times 1, 9 plus 4, 13. Add it together. You get 8 plus 5, 13. 1 remaining. 9 plus 3, 12. 1 remaining. 2, 3, 4. And multiply by 2. You get 846 square centimeters. That's the area for the first one. Now, second area, A2. 12, 12, 12. That's a cube. So, what's the area of the cube? 6 into 12 squared. 12 squared is 144 into 6. So, what's the value? 6 times 4, 24. 2 remaining. 6 times 4, 24 plus 2, 26. 2 remaining. 6 times 1, 6 plus 2, 8. So, these are the same or not? The two areas are not the same. So, that means this statement is wrong. So, we disagree with this statement. So, we can say areas are not equal, therefore disagree. Question number 8. Separately write down the length, width and height of 2 cuboids of different measurements having the same surface area of 220 square centimeters. So, 220 square centimeters is the surface area. So, that should be 2 times length into breadth, breadth into height and height into length. Now you need, so divide both sides by 2. This is 110. LB plus BH plus HL. So here we need to just randomly take a number. So we'll take length as 10. If length is 10, this becomes 10B, BH, and this is 10H. And you need to get random numbers and find out the other one. So the total of all these, this is addition, this is addition. So total of all these should be equal to 110. So we'll take B as 5. What happens if B is 5? 10 times 5 here, 5 times H and 10H. So what's the height then? This is 50 and 15H is 110. So subtract 50, you get 60 is equal to 15H. 15H divide by 15, you get H equals 4. So we found one cuboid, length 10, breadth 5, and height 4. So that's 1. We'll take another random number for length. We'll take L as 36. You have to try and see. So when I try, I found out 36 works for getting whole numbers for base and height. So if you take 36 for L, so what you get here? 110 equals 36 into B, 36B, and here BH and 36H. And if B is 2, what happens? B is 2. 2 times 36, 72. You get 2H here, and 36 times 2, 72. 144 plus 2H, 36H. So you get 110 minus 72, 38 equals 38H. So when you divide by 38, you get H equals 1. So what's the new one? Length is 36, breadth is 2, and height is 1. So this is the second cuboid. So we covered all theory related to area. So remember, area of the triangle is half into base into perpendicular height, and surface area of a cube is 6 times a squared. That's a is the length side, and surface area of the cuboid is this formula. Remember with the triangle.